You're listening to Catholic Chicago. Ahead, the Archdiocese of Chicago brings you programs about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Thanks for letting us be part of your morning. Now again, Catholic Chicago.
Good morning and welcome to the Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Bredemann, and we extend a warm hello to all who are listening on WNDZ 750 AM here in Chicago, and all who are watching our live stream on YouTube and Facebook at Catholic Chicago. Catholic Charities' 32nd annual St. Nicholas Ball is fast approaching on December 3rd at the Chicago Hilton. This gala is among the biggest and most glamorous events in the Chicago Christmas season. Cardinal Blaise Cupich will be there, along with Sally Blount, Catholic Charities President and CEO, and they look forward to extending Christmas cheer to everyone there. Many of Catholic Charities leaders, benefactors, and corporate partners have brought their family, friends, and colleagues to the St. Nicholas Ball for years. Families who are longtime Catholic Charities supporters make this their evening to gather their children and adult grandchildren for a fabulous night downtown during the Christmas season. And in recent years, more and more young adults are discovering that the St. Nicholas Ball is one of the best tickets in town for a decadent evening for a great cause. The funds raised at the St. Nicholas Ball are critical to our work in the year ahead. And this year's St. Nicholas Ball is destined to be a huge success, due in large part to the dynamic couple who are Chaircouple this year, Steve and Christy King, and Catholic Charities' Outstanding Development Department, led by Angel Gutierrez, Vice President of Institutional Advancement. We are delighted to have Christy, Steve, and Angel with us today to learn more about the big ball as the big night nears. Welcome, Christy, Steve, and Angel.
Thank you, Katie.
Great to be here, Katie. Thanks.
Christy and Steve, can we start with you? For those who have never attended the St. Nicholas Ball, what are the special parts of the evening that resonate most profoundly with you and just make it such a memorable night for anybody who attends?
Well, first, just the event itself. As you mentioned, it's at the Hilton. It's a great kickoff to the season, unbelievably festive and elegant. The Hilton's decorated to the nines. Most people are in formal wear. And it's just a really good time. Cocktail hour, an incredible dinner, dancing to Ken Arlen's orchestra. The night itself, couldn't be more fun. But then secondly, it's just the purpose behind the event and the celebration of Catholic Charities that is the St. Nicholas Ball. So it's a great chance to connect with family, friends, work colleagues. It's an attraction to our church leadership. Cardinal Cupich will be there, many bishops, priests. It's just fun to be surrounded by people who care about the mission of Catholic Charities.
And before we go any further, what's the best way for people to learn more about the celebration of giving and consider attending?
Well, Katie, people can go to the Archdiocesan Catholic Charities website, which is under CatholicCharities.net. If you click on the events tab, you'll see signature events. This is one of Catholic Charities' signature events in that it's the largest annual fundraiser that Catholic Charities holds each year. On that tab, you can purchase tickets, you can donate to the event, become a sponsor, get all the details for the evening. And additionally, there's some really fun and lively pictures from previous balls.
I think it's important to note, too, that Catholic Charities has rationalized the number of events they're putting on, kind of a less is more, greater impact per event kind of idea. And so that really amplifies the events they are putting on. And of course, and most importantly, the St. Nicholas Ball.
That's a great point to make, Steve. Can you share a little bit about the history of the ball and the special group of chair couples that you two are now a part of?
Well, Katie, as you said, this is the 32nd annual St. Nicholas Ball. So it began back in December of 1990. And at that time, Reverend Edwin Conway was the administrator of Catholic Charities. And he got together with a group of board of advisors, and they decided to do a holiday fundraising dinner. And under the name of St. Nicholas, because obviously he's the benevolent giver, especially to children. The inaugural couple for the ball was Mary Jean and Richard Burke. And Mary Jean and Dick still attend the ball today. They are one of the first people on the dance floors. At that time, the inaugural ball, there were about 200 people that attended. 32 years later, the ball attracts more than 1,000 people each year. And over the course of the 32 years, it has raised in excess of $21 million to support Catholic Charities children's programs. So there's just a phenomenal and amazing history to the ball.
That's really extraordinary, Christy, that amount of money. As I said, a wonderful evening for a wonderful cause. I know that every Chaircouple is involved for 2 years, right? The first year you kind of watch and learn, and then the second year you are the Chaircouple yourselves. What was the first things that you did when you were named as Chaircouple for the 2021 ball?
Well, first, as you said, we participated and observed very closely the wonderful work of Jerry and Judy Castellini, who were the chairs when we were the vice chairs. But then most and more notably, we sat down with the Catholic Charities staff to make sure we had clarity as a result to our role putting on the events. We had several calls with the St. Nicholas Ball Committee. There's a committee of interested givers and former chair couples, and we wanted to make sure we were all of like mind in terms of what the ball's format was going to be this year. And then super importantly for Christy and me, we arranged to visit a number of service sites that we had not been to before. We wanted to make sure that we kept the mission front and center against the backdrop of this incredibly festive event.
Oh, we look forward to hearing a bit more about that, Steve. It sounds like a very powerful experience. Before we go to break, Angel, you've given more than 20 years of your career in dedication to Catholic Charities. I'm sure you have many happy ball memories. Can you share one or two of those with us? What's your favorite part of the evening?
I think one of the things is that each Chaircouple makes the ball their own. And it's great to see how they've extended not only their communal family, but as Steve mentioned earlier, they're bringing in business colleagues, they're bringing in friends and neighbors to this ball, to this grand night. And it is the event that kind of sets the tone for the holiday season. So I think it's really great to see generation after generation come and enjoy the ball over the past 32 years.
And on that happy note, we're going to take a break here on The Voice of Charity. And when we return, we're going to continue our conversation about the 32nd annual St. Nicholas Ball. Please stay tuned. Have an old bicycle that's not being used? Consider donating it to Catholic Charities Veterans Bike Project of Lake County. Skilled volunteers are refurbishing bicycles to make them safe and ready to be used by veterans to get to and from their new places of work. We also gratefully accept financial contributions that are used to purchase bike helmets and other safety accessories. Our veterans have faithfully served the United States, and now it is our privilege to serve them. For more information on the Veterans Bike Project of Lake County, call 847-782-4219. That's 847-782-4219.
Catholic education offers something other schools don't. When you walk through that door, you are amongst friends.
I can confidently say that I look up to everybody at HT, staff, students. There's just something that you can admire in every person here.
We treat everyone here with the same kind of respect that we would hope that exists in our families. Our curriculum is very rigorous, and we hope to match the academic rigor with our level of academic support.
They help us prepare for college. They talk to us about our future and what we want to do. I think it instills a sense of community, which makes me more confident in my work.
Through the teachers, through our counselors, through all of our administrators, we are educating not just the mind, but also the heart. I think that distinguishes us from other types of schools.
Catholic high schools provide high-quality, faith-based education. The journey begins by taking your entrance exam. Register online at the Catholic high school you wish to attend.
Welcome back to the Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Bredemann, and I'm delighted to be here today with Steve and Christy King, the 2021 Chaircouple of the St. Nicholas Ball of Catholic Charities. Also with us is Angel Gutierrez, Vice President of Institutional Advancement at Catholic Charities. And Angel, before the break, you were talking about how each Chaircouple puts their own stamp on the ball and makes it their own. What did you say to Steve and Christy as you invited them to think of the theme and the message for this ball?
Well, I think one of the things that we did, given that we had a year off of an in-person ball and we did a virtual ball last year, was really asking them to reimagine and rethink the ball from its traditional way of doing things. So Steve and Christy kind of got together and started to come up with some things that I really think that they better articulate than I do. And that's how we began this process. And kind of, I think the conversation that I remember having with both of them was they wanted people to go back and understand the core mission of what Catholic Charities does. And I think that you will see that in every element of this year's ball, from the theme to the scriptures to the decorations that you'll see over the course of that night.
And Steve and Christy, you really did pick a powerful theme and a powerful message to convey to all the attendees. Can you share with us a little bit about that?
Sure. You know what? Why don't I start by just reading the passage to give people a sense of how powerful it is, and then we can speak to why we think it's essentially the essence of Catholic Charities.
Sounds great.
This is from Matthew, and I think everyone will recognize the passage. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me. And then the righteous will answer him, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go to visit you? The king will reply, truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me.
And Katie, we decided on that gospel passage and the theme of Be the Christ of Christmas because Steve and I strongly believe that not only as Catholic Christians are we called to be the hands and feet of Christ in this world, but also that we're called to see Christ in every person we meet. This gospel passage from Matthew commissions all of us to do that. And we frankly believe that no one does that better on a daily basis than the staff at Catholic Charities. They truly live out this gospel.
We thank you.
The passage we think is the essence of Catholic Charities.
We truly thank you both for that powerful rendition of the passage and the powerful message from Christy explaining why you chose that. It really does encompass the work of Catholic Charities on an expansive level. You know, when I first started working for Catholic Charities, I had no idea how much they do, but because you have touched on so many different ways Catholic Charities helps people, you're helping people understand that we have over 50 programs in over 150 locations across Cook and Lake counties, and we help anyone, you know, anyone at all, not just Catholics, anyone of any religion, any gender, any economic status. And so it's so beautiful that you've found that Bible passage and found the beautiful theme of Be the Christ in Christmas for this year's St. Nicholas Ball. We're so grateful for your understanding and your empathy, and also your courageousness in choosing a biblical passage, because it's challenging to do that with a big festive occasion and encourage people to think about the message. But boy, you just the way you just delivered it there, I hope you repeat that on the night of the ball, because it was beautifully said and it made a very powerful statement. Thank you both so much.
Well, thank you, Katie. And you know, in the past, the funds from the ball have been directed primarily towards children and family services, which is incredibly needed and very admirable. But Steve and I felt, as you mentioned, there are so many phenomenal services provided by Catholic Charities. So this year, our funds will be directed and dispersed amongst all those programs. After visiting so many of the sites that are served by Catholic Charities, Steve and I were so humbled and touched by each one. We could not choose just one. After we left every site, we liked that one and then the next one. So we really feel like by dispersing the funds amongst all these programs, we'll touch so many people.
And Angel, I know you went with the Kings when you did visit some sites. Which sites did you see, and what were you trying to help them appreciate and get better knowledge of?
So a couple of things. We did both a Cook County and a Lake County tour. And one of the things that I wanted them to see in Cook County was what Catholic Charities has done and how it's invested in local communities. So we went to visit Auburn Gresham and had the good fortune of meeting with staff at St. Leo Residency. And then we went over to the Wick Food Center on 79th Street and the adjacent food pantry. And there from there, we walked down 2 blocks to go visit the seniors at the senior building at St. Sabina Elder Village. And really wanted them to sense a wide array of the people that we serve in a wide variety of different ways, right? From seniors living independently in a residency to folks who were coming to us for both financial need and food, to folks who had medical conditions and had prescriptions filled at the local food center, to seeing the beautiful residency at St. Leo, where we house formerly homeless men and women and provide them with an array of different services. And then we went over to Lake County. And in Lake County, we had the good fortune of visiting both our standalone stations in Round Lake, but also on Waukegan Road, St. Bernardine Center. We had the good fortune of visiting the House of Peace, which is one of our domestic violence shelters. And then we went for a minute to go see the community center, which is a local community center in the neighborhood that provides an array of services to those who are immigrant and or undocumented. In addition to talking to folks who do community case counseling in Lake County. And I wanted them to really get a sense of the geographical differences, right? From both Cook County, but also in the suburban Lake County as well. So those were some of the things that we did. And I think that one of the things that you get to see when they visit is they saw the passion in the eyes of each one of our staff who are excited to tell them why they're doing and to talk about the people that we serve, the people that the only question we ask is, how may I help you? Right? How may I help you? And they got an opportunity to witness that.
And on that inspiring note, we're going to take another break here on The Voice of Charity. And when we return, we'd love to hear Steve and Christy's experiences, their reactions to that wonderful tour of some Catholic Charities sites. Please stay tuned.
Ancestry and genealogy are more important every day. People all over the world are wanting to learn more about their family heritage for personal and for health reasons. At Catholic Charities, we are hearing from adults who lived for a brief time at St. Vincent's Orphanage, the wonderful life-affirming agency that operated out of our headquarters for 91 years, serving thousands of women, children, and families until it closed in 1972. Our post-adoption services help adults who want to learn more about their experience at St. Vincent's. Our compassionate staff members provide whatever family background information they can offer, along with support and reunion services. To learn more, call 312-655-7093. That's 312-655-7093. The spirit of St. Vincent's lives on in the inspiring stories that continue to emerge today.
We are at the Most Blessed Trinity Parish Food Pantry in Waukegan.
And here we care for people in need. There was definitely an uptick in the needs for services.
We doubled our volume after COVID hit, from servicing about 250 families a week to about 500 a week. We supply bread, tortillas, vegetables, milk, cheese, butter, proteins, fish, chicken, eggs.
Well, the annual Catholic Appeal has been a tremendous help to us, especially over the past year and a half.
Without the annual Catholic Appeal, we might have to close our doors. Our parish is the largest one in the Archdiocese, but is very poor. We think about food and we think about nourishment, but we also nourish the soul, provide that connection to humanity.
The good works here are made possible through the annual Catholic Appeal. Make your gift at annualcatholicappeal.com.
Catholic Charities Veterans Employment Services help veterans find and maintain employment through job readiness training, resume writing assistance, mock interviews, and job placement counseling. We work with a wide array of employers and community partners to help veterans reach their career goals. We owe a debt of gratitude to all of our veterans for the sacrifices they made to serve our nation. It is our privilege now to assist them. To learn more about Catholic Charities Veterans Employment Program in Cook County, call 773-808-2954. In Lake County, call 847-782-4219. You can also learn more at CatholicCharities.net. To all United States veterans, thank you for your service.
Welcome back to The Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Bredemann, and I have the great pleasure today to be with Christy and Steve King, who are graciously serving as the 2021 Chaircouple of Catholic Charities St. Nicholas Ball. Also with us is Angel Gutierrez, who is Vice President of Institutional Advancement at Catholic Charities. And Angel, along with the Kings, are doing a tremendous job of trying to make this year's St. Nicholas Ball as successful as possible for Catholic Charities. Steve and Christy, before the break, Angel was talking about some of the sites that you visited. Can I just ask if you got to meet with any of the clients or the staff members and what your impressions were of visiting these different service locations?
We did. I mean, and it was incredibly moving, as you might imagine. I mean, the range of services, as we talked about earlier, that Charities provides is really impressive. Anything from domestic violence shelter called House of Peace up in Waukegan, to the Women and Infant Children's Center on the south side, to St. Leo's, Veterans Facility. In every place, as Angel suggested, every place the staff was not only welcoming to us, but as we saw them interacting with clients, which is, I think, important, they called them clients, it was simply, how can we help? And that, I think, speaks volumes about the organization and the people that work there.
And may I ask, just as you're putting this ball together, obviously the COVID concerns are a little bit still out there. It's a big event, May I ask, what have been some of the challenges that you've faced along the way so far?
Definitely navigating COVID. Anytime you're putting on a big event in this, during even the vestiges of the pandemic, it poses some challenges. So we wanted to make sure, of course, that we were compliant with state regulations, that we were mindful and putting on the event in accordance with the Hilton's rules. And all that has turned out to be very good. We really aren't going to have many obstacles, though we are asking the attendees to be vaccinated. But other than that, this is going to be, as we talked about earlier, a very festive occasion.
And I understand pardon me, please go ahead.
I was going to say, of course, the other challenge is always particularly coming out of COVID, when there are so many needy people and needy organizations, is soliciting sponsorships. And so that was challenge, number one. But as we have been talking about, Catholic Charities, their work is so compelling that telling that story in a lot of ways was easy to do. And we've been very fortunate that many people, Catholics and non-Catholics alike, have stepped up and been enthused about supporting St. Nicholas Ball.
Well, I think the theme that you chose, Be the Christ in Christmas, is an incredibly powerful one, and I'm sure that has been a huge factor in people jumping on board to want to support this event. I understand there still are some fantastic sponsorship opportunities available. Can you share what's the best phone number for people to call if they want to get involved in that?
Well, I suggest they call the Director of Special Events, Denise Samuelis. Her number is 312-948-6864. Or, of course, as Christy mentioned earlier, you can go to the website CatholicCharities.net and click on events and then signature events, and it'll take you to Spirit of St. Nicholas Ball, and you can access and contribute many ways there.
Wonderful, wonderful. In the short time we have left, can I just ask the three of you to chime in and share a message to anyone who might be listening or viewing this show and has never attended the St. Nicholas Ball, but might be considering this year? What message would you give to them to encourage them to attend?
Well, it's just going to be a wonderful evening, Katie, for a wonderful cause. We would encourage people to attend. It's very festive, a great way to kick off the Christmas season. And even it's a wonderful way to introduce young adults to the amazing work that Catholic Charities does. We're bringing our 4 children, our future daughter-in-law. Our daughter is a senior at the University of Notre Dame. She's bringing some of her girlfriends in. We just think it's a wonderful way. Not only it's a fun night for the kids, but a wonderful way to encourage and inspire young adults on their path to giving back and serving others.
Beautifully said, Christy. Angel, do you have anything to add to that?
I would say, come support the Archdiocese anchor institution on this particular night as we look and continue to do more to serve those in need, one person at a time.
Also beautifully said, Angel. Thank you so much, Christy and Steve and Angel, for being with us today. We so appreciate all you're doing to make the 2021 St. Nicholas Ball a huge success. Again, that contact is CatholicCharities.net, and then look under the events tab and you'll learn more information about attending the event. And we invite you all back again next week for another edition of the Voice of Charity. For now, this is Katie Bredemann, and we thank you for tuning in and believing in the mission of Catholic Charities.